This is the edge of Europe and the starting point of the Age of Discovery. Lisbon stands with its back to the continent and its face toward the Atlantic, riding wind, ambition, and destiny into the very streets of the city. Perched on the edge of the known world, yet once powerful enough to reshape it. What does this city truly look like? Let's step into Lisbon and see how it tells its story through light and history. Lisbon lies in western Portugal, along the Atlantic coast at the mouth of the Tagus River, rising across 7 rolling hills. It enjoys a Mediterranean climate, with abundant sunshine, warm dry summers, and mild, rainy winters. The city proper has a population of about 576,000, while the greater metropolitan area is home to roughly 3.03 million people. Lisbon is Portugal's capital and largest city. The name Lisbon traces back to the Phoenician term Alis Ubbo, meaning safe harbor, later known to the Romans as Alisipo. As early as the first millennium BCE, it was a vital Mediterranean trading port. With over 3,000 years of urban history, Lisbon is one of Europe's oldest capitals. In 1147, Afonso I, the first king of Portugal, captured Lisbon from Moorish rule. In 1255, it was officially declared the capital, becoming the political and economic center of the kingdom. In 1415, with the conquest of Ceuta, Lisbon entered the Age of Discovery under the guidance of Prince Henry the Navigator. In 1488, Bartolomé Dias rounded the Cape of Good Hope. In 1497, Vasco da Gama set sail from Belém, opening the sea route to India. From then on, Portuguese fleets departed Lisbon for Africa, Brazil, Malacca, and even Japan, transforming the city into the heart of a global empire. In 1755, Lisbon was devastated by a catastrophic earthquake that reduced much of the city to rubble. Under the leadership of the Marquis of Pombal, it was rebuilt according to a rational, earthquake-resistant urban plan, now known as the Pombaline style. Orderly streets and modern engineering gave Lisbon new life. Today, Lisbon still rises across its 7 hills along the Tagus. Red-tiled rooftops and tiled facades quietly tell stories that span centuries. In education, the University of Lisbon is the country's largest and most academically distinguished comprehensive university, producing generations of leading scholars. Nova University Lisbon is known for innovation and international outlook, particularly strong in social sciences and business. Lisbon is also a powerhouse of Portuguese sports culture, home to 2 major football clubs, SL Benfica and Sporting CP. At Estádio da Luz and Estádio José Alvalade, the City Derby remains one of Lisbon's most anticipated sporting events. From ancient harbor to modern capital, Lisbon uses mountains and sea as its stage and history as its pen, crafting a story both gentle and grand. The glory of the Age of Discovery, the longing in fado melodies, and the rattle of trams through colorful streets invite visitors to slow down and explore. Now, let's walk through Lisbon streets and discover its iconic landmarks and hidden corners. Belém Tower, Torre de Belém, stands at the mouth of the Tagus River, one of Lisbon's most symbolic landmarks and once the sea gate of Portugal during the Age of Discovery. Built in the 16th century, it served to defend the harbor and symbolize maritime power. Its pale limestone facade gleams in the sunlight, adorned with intricate manuline carvings. From the top, sweeping views reveal the river, the Atlantic beyond, and Lisbon's red rooftops. The monument to the discoveries, Padrão dos Descobrimentos, shaped like the prow of a ship, stand along the riverbank as a tribute to Portugal's maritime past. Built to commemorate the 500th anniversary of Prince Henry the Navigator's death, it features statues of Vasco da Gama, Ferdinand Magellan, and other explorers. From its viewing platform, visitors can overlook the Belém district and a vast world map marking historic sea routes. Jerónimos Monastery, Mosteiro dos Jerónimos, also in Belém, represents the pinnacle of Manuline architecture and was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983 alongside Belém Tower. Commissioned in 1501 by King Manuel, the first to celebrate Vasco da Gama's successful voyage to India, it once offered spiritual refuge to sailors before departure. The monastery houses the tombs of Vasco da Gama and poet Luís de Camões. Legend has it that 19th century monks used leftover egg yolks to create what became Portugal's iconic custard tart, pastéis de nata. Cristo Rei rises on the southern bank of the Tagus in Almada, standing approximately 360 feet tall, including its pedestal. Inspired by Rio de Janeiro's Christ the Redeemer, it was built in the mid-20th century as gratitude for Portugal's avoidance of World War II devastation. From its observation deck, visitors can see Lisbon, the 25 de Abril Bridge, and the Tagus flowing into the Atlantic. Praça do Comércio, or Commerce Square, sits along the riverfront and is Lisbon's grand ceremonial plaza. Once the site of the royal palace, it was rebuilt after the 1755 earthquake as a symbol of renewal. The square is framed by yellow arcades, with an equestrian statue of King José I at its center. To the north stands the Rua Augusta Arch, linking the waterfront to the city's historic core. Alfama is Lisbon's oldest neighborhood and one of the few areas to retain much of its original character after the 1755 earthquake. Its medieval layout of narrow, winding stone streets climbs the hillside. At dusk, fado music drifts from taverns and balconies. Tram 28 rattles through the lanes, giving Alfama its unmistakable rhythm and soul. São Jorge Castle crowns one of Lisbon's 7 hills, overlooking the Old Town and the Tagus River. With origins in Roman and Moorish periods, it later became a royal residence after the Christian reconquest in 1147. Today, its medieval walls and towers offer panoramic 360-degree views, especially breathtaking at sunset. Avenida da Liberdade is Lisbon's grand boulevard, stretching about 0.7 miles and up to 295 feet wide, connecting the historic center with newer districts. Inspired by Paris's Champs-Élysées, it is lined with trees, theaters, cafes, and luxury boutiques. At its northern end stands Praça Marquês de Pombal, a major traffic hub featuring a monument to the Marquis of Pombal, symbolizing Lisbon's post-earthquake reconstruction and modernization. Parque Eduardo VII lies just north of that square and is Lisbon's most expansive central green space. Named after King Edward VII of Britain following his 1903 visit, it reflects the long-standing Anglo-Portuguese alliance. The park's sloping lawns extend downward in a straight axis toward the city and the Tagus, flanked by greenhouses and shaded walking paths, offering a rare sense of calm within the capital. Sintra, about 16 miles west of Lisbon, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site nestled in forested hills. Its cool, misty microclimate made it a royal retreat since medieval times and later a favorite of 19th century aristocrats. Peña Palace and the Moorish castle rise dramatically above the landscape. Lord Byron once called Sintra a glorious Eden, as if it belonged more to imagination than reality. Cascais, west of Lisbon along the Atlantic coast, is a seaside town blending resort elegance with maritime charm. Once a royal summer residence in the late 19th century, it attracted European nobility. Golden beaches, rugged cliffs, and whitewashed houses define its relaxed atmosphere. Today, it's a favorite for surfing, sea breezes, and easy-day trips from Lisbon. Cabo da Roca, about 25 miles west of Lisbon, marks the westernmost point of mainland Europe. Cliffs plunge into the Atlantic as winds and waves crash below. A stone monument bears the line by Portuguese poet Camões, "Here the land ends and the sea begins." Standing there, gazing at the vast ocean, one truly feels at the edge of the world. From the riverfront of Belém Tower to the tree-lined elegance of Avenida da Liberdade, from the heights of São Jorge Castle to the golden beaches of Cascais, Lisbon surprises at every turn. Fado melodies, the clang of tram 28, and the sweetness of custard tarts intertwine in its streets. Here, history, culture, and everyday life are inseparable, and one visit is enough to leave a lasting impression.